Hello, welcome to this introductory video on how to play Mahjong for beginners. Mahjong is one of the most popular games in the world. It originated in Asia, specifically in China, although it's played in many Asian countries as a tabletop dominoes style kind of like a card game. It's kind of like rummy when it's played with groups, with teams of people. But it's become in recent years a very popular online game in solitaire form, and that's the version of Mahjong that we're going to focus on today in this video. Is Mahjong Solitaire, and as you can see, the Mahjong board, so to speak, is actually a visual depiction of a stack of tiles. These three-dimensional tiles are the game pieces, and each Mahjong tile is adorned with a design, and there are multiple suits, just like suits of cards, like hearts and diamonds and clubs and spades. There are, just like in a deck of cards, in a stack of Mahjong tiles, there are multiple suits with different symbols on them. And the goal in Mahjong Solitaire is to match pairs of tiles, which are then automatically removed from the board. Every single time you click on a tile and then click its corresponding matching partner tile, that pair of tiles gets removed from the board, and over time you gradually eliminate more and more of the tiles from the board, and you get to the point where hopefully, if all goes well, you get to the point where there are just a few pairs of tiles left to be matched, and you match all the tiles, and you win the game. So the object of the game is to match all of these tiles, and it looks kind of complicated at first because there's 144 of them, and if you are not a native speaker of the Chinese language, or if you don't have familiarity with Chinese characters, some of the symbols and designs on the tiles might look kind of unfamiliar. So for beginners, Mahjong might seem a little bit daunting, a little bit intimidating. But I think you'll find, as you kind of delve into the game a little bit and start to play it, there are a lot of things about it that make it a very satisfying game to play. And it really exercises some different parts of your brain. So Mahjong is really kind of it's kind of a fun brain game, so to speak. That's kind of a new trend in online games, is that a lot of people are playing what are known as brain games, which are designed to kind of stimulate our brains and keep us thinking and keep our cognitive abilities sharp. And so that's one of the fun things about Mahjong, is it's kind of a unique mental challenge, along with the elements of strategy and luck that go with it. So that's kind of a brief introduction to what the game of Mahjong is all about. And I'd kind of like to walk through this game and just kind of show you how to play it, for beginners, and show you, what are some things to think about as you play a game of Mahjong. Now, basically, Mahjong Solitaire, the goal is to match the tiles, but how do you know which tiles are able to be matched, right? When you're looking at this stack, the Mahjong tiles that are eligible or available to be matched are the ones that have an open space on either side of the tile. Okay, so and you can figure out which ones are available to match by clicking through them as you go through the stack. Like, for example, these 4 tiles at the top, you can kind of see the 3D effect of this design, this arrangement on the screen. These 4 tiles are actually the very top row of the entire stack of tiles, and these 4, you can see there are open spaces on either side, one side or another, of all 4 of these tiles. So these 4 tiles are all Excuse me. I got ahead of myself. I accidentally clicked a pair of tiles. I didn't mean to do that. So these 4 tiles are able to be matched. This next row of tiles here, these are all, well, sorry, not all of these are able to be matched, but this outer row of tiles, these 4 right here, are able to be matched. And then these, oh, there I did it again. I accidentally matched a pair of tiles before I was ready. These 4 tiles here are able to be matched, but these tiles in the center are blocked, right? See this bullseye tile and this tile with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 little circles on it. Those 2 tiles are blocked by the outer tiles here and here. And so those 2 tiles cannot be matched. So one of the things that you have to keep in mind as you go through the Mahjong game is as you start to match pairs of tiles, you want to constantly be trying to uncover, free up, make available additional tiles that are currently blocked. Okay? So ideally, as you work through the Mahjong stack of tiles, you're constantly going to be freeing up additional tiles, which then become available to match. So, hopefully, if all goes well, you're constantly going to be expanding the scope of your options for how to make additional plays. Does that make sense? For example, we can see right off the bat that there are a couple of possible matches that we could make, right? This tile, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Do you see the 9 little lines? The 3 green followed by 3 red followed by 3 green. That suit of tiles is actually known as the bamboo suit. Each of those little lines represents a bamboo rope, which is part of the Chinese cultural aspect of this game. But that 9 bamboo could be matched with this 9 bamboo. Do you see how those 2 tiles are the same, right there and right there? However, we also have an option where we could match this 9 bamboo with this 9 bamboo, or this 9 bamboo right here with that. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I don't mean to confuse everybody. I clicked undo to undo what I just done. But you can see there are a total of 4 9 bamboo tiles right here that are currently available to be matched. And so, if we wanted to, we could remove all 4 of those tiles from the board right away. The element of strategy that comes into it, or one of the elements of strategy in Mahjong, is you want to try to match tiles in the right order, right? Like, you don't want to match tiles in such a way that's going to limit your options. You don't want to accidentally paint yourself into a corner, so to speak, by matching certain tiles and then in such a way that some other tiles that you're going to need in future moves are trapped on the center of the stack. However, in this immediate case, since we have a set of 4 9 bamboo tiles, see 1, 2, 3, and 4, we can feel confident that it's a safe move to just go ahead and match all 4 of these. So that's what I've done. You see, I just matched 2 pairs of tiles, the 9 bamboo tiles that were there. And that has changed the game a little bit, right? You see how that changed the arrangement of tiles on the board? Excuse me. Because we have successfully matched 4 tiles, 2 pairs of tiles, and that has uncovered some additional tiles beneath. And it's also opened up some additional possibilities there and there, for example. Or, here is another tile that's been opened up. It's opened up some additional possibilities of new tiles that now are able to be matched. So, where do you begin with making a plan for your Mahjong game as far as how you're going to approach the board and how you're going to move through it? In general, the best advice for beginning Mahjong players is to start by matching the tiles at the top of the board, the top of the stack first. Because these tiles, this group of 4 tiles right at the top, they are covering up several other rows of tiles. You can count, right? Like you can see just like the stair step effect. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of tiles underneath the center of the stack. And so the sooner we can make matches with those tiles that are on top and figure out which tiles are underneath on the lower layers, that will make it easier for us to make additional possible matches on future turns. And it will also keep us from getting important tiles stuck down in the center of the stack where we can't get to them and where we can't make matches. So in general, it's best to start at the top. And if you can't find any matches at the top, it's best to start at the sides. You can see here there are 1, 2, 3, 4 playable tiles out at the sides of the board. Here's another playable tile here, 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 and so forth. So you kind of want to work your way down from the top, work your way in from the sides. That's usually the most fruitful approach. And and try not to get bogged down in matching pairs of tiles that aren't opening up new possibilities. Like it's kind of like chess, right? Where you want to think 2 moves ahead. Mahjong is the same way, because if you see an opportunity to match a pair of tiles, for example, this 4 circle tile, you see the 1, 2, 3, 4 circles, green and blue circles on this tile. There's another 4 circle tile right here. So we could match that pair. And the reason it's a good idea to match that pair is because there's this 3 bamboo. See the little 3 green lines? There's a pair of 3 bamboo tiles that's able to be matched that's going to be uncovered by matching this pair of tiles. So we can match that pair, and then that opens up another pair of possibilities right here. But then the question becomes, is this the right move? Do we want to match this pair of 3 bamboos, or would we be better off matching this 3 bamboo with one of these, because this 3 bamboo is up a level on the stack and it's covering up another currently hidden tile below. So that's kind of a tricky question. It's kind of there's a little bit of guesswork involved because you don't know what's under this tile. You don't know what's under that 3 bamboo tile. But you do know which tiles would be opened up to be matched if you got rid of this pair, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But you can see which tiles would be opened up if we matched this next pair of 3 bamboo tiles. So that's kind of something you have to keep in the back of your mind. And Mahjong beginners, you might just be kind of busy at first with getting familiar with the different designs on the tiles and learning how to spot matching pairs and that kind of thing. And that is totally fine. But once you can kind of develop some comfort level with what all is involved in just scanning through the stack of tiles and looking for matches and looking for opportunities, then you can kind of start thinking, okay, let's try and think 1 step ahead here, or 2 or 3 moves ahead. What happens if I match this pair of tiles instead of that pair of tiles? Which future opportunities am I going to open up or not by doing that? And ideally, you want to try to keep matching pairs of tiles in such a way that you're your options will keep expanding instead of contracting. Like, ideally, you want to keep matching tiles in a way that is going to make it easier to keep matching tiles. So Mahjong, it's kind of a game of momentum. It's a game of, every single move you make in the tile stack tells you something about the game, and it gives you new information that you can use to make new decisions about which tiles to match. So let's see. Let's try and match another pair. Let's try and take my very wise advice and look at the top of the stack first and see if we can match any pairs. I see a 6 circle tile right here. I see another one here that I could match that with, or there, or there. So I see a set of 4. So actually, at the moment, I feel pretty confident. I'm thinking through this a little bit because I don't want to disadvantage myself for future moves. But I think it's probably a good idea to match this one on top because it's good to start from the top. And I'm going to match this one. I'm going to match this one right here because that's going to uncover another tile below, and we'll get to see a little bit more about what we're working with. Now, I want to match another 9 circle tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 circles on that one. And I'm going to match it with this one right here. Okay. So now I've opened up this possible matching pair right here. But I'm not going to pursue that just yet because I want to go back to the top of the stack and see what further progress we can make. I see a blue rectangle over here and a blue rectangle on top. And you know what else? If I get rid of this blue rectangle, that's going to open up this bullseye, also known as the 1 circle tile, which I could match with this one right here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and match those two. And I'm not sure yet if I want to match that 1 circle tile, so I'm going to hold off for a second, and I'm going to look again to the top. It's one of my original top 4. I think it would be a good idea to match this one and get it out of the way, and I'm going to match another one with it. That's another row down in the stack, but still fairly close to the top. But before I do that, let's look around and see what are some other options. What are some other options for how I could match this one on top? I see another match right here, but it's currently blocked by a 3 circle tile. So maybe what I want to do instead is I want to start making some progress from the side up here, and I want to match this 3 circle tile with this one. So let's do that. Just see what happens. And now I can match my top tile with this one. And now, what does that leave me with? Now I have one remaining topmost tile, and that is a 5 circle tile. And as you can see, there are quite a few 5 circle tiles, but most of them are covered up right now. Most of them are not able to be played. So I have one option over here that I could match this top tile with this side tile. Or I could open up a different possibility by matching this 3 bamboo with this 3 bamboo, and that would open up another 5 circle tile. I think I'm gonna try and create more possibilities here instead of settling for what I've already got. So I'm gonna open up another 5 circle tile by matching these 2 tiles, which are the 3 bamboo tiles. So that goes away. So that opens up this one, which I can now match with my top tile. So now all 4 of my original topmost tiles are gone. And let's see, what else can we do? Some of these top tiles here at the center of the stack, there's this character tile and this one, which are the same. I can't remember what the meaning of this tile is. I think these are wind tiles. These tiles are are Chinese characters, Chinese written language for the cardinal directions on the compass, north, south, east, and west. I can't remember which ones are which, but I know just from looking at these that these two characters are the same. They match, so I can get rid of those two. And you can kind of see how the game starts to open up fairly quickly. Once you've made a few matching pairs, the stack starts to shrink a little bit, and you can kind of start to make some progress and open up the board. Let's see. I want to match this bullseye, but I also want to stay focused on the center of the stack. One of the challenges with Mahjong is just by the randomness of the game. There are 144 tiles on the board, and they've all been shuffled and placed in a random arrangement, almost an infinite variety of possible combinations of Mahjong stacks. So depending on where the tiles have fallen and where they've ended up, where they've been placed, you might have some tiles that are very common, that you have a lot of them piled up one after another. But then you also might have some tiles where you only see one of them, like in this case, this 8 circle tile. I only see one at the moment. And so that tells me that there's a match for this tile, this blue tile with the eight small blue circles. There's a match for this tile somewhere, but I can't see it. It's hidden at the moment. And so you need to kind of keep that in mind. If you have a tile that's all on its own like this, and it doesn't have a readily apparent match, you need to kind of keep that in mind and try to keep uncovering more tiles in the hope that you will uncover a match and help get more visibility into the game that way. So I'm going to try and keep that in mind. I don't want to ignore this tile, even though I don't have a match for it visible anywhere yet. I want to remember that this is something to kind of keep in mind, keep an eye on. I'm going to focus once again on the top of the stack. I see a couple of number tiles here. There's this one, which is 2. You see those 2 horizontal blue lines? That's the Chinese symbol, Chinese character for the number 2. I want to match this one and get it out of the way. And then there's the number 3 here. You can see that, the 1, 2, 3 horizontal lines. There are a couple of options for matching this number 3. I could match the 3 here or here. But I want to focus on this 2. And the 2 has a match right over here on the right side of the board. But it's currently blocked. It's currently unplayable because there is a red dragon tile in its way. And these red dragon tiles are sort of plentiful at the moment. I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. But they're not all playable yet because there are a couple of other matches that need to be made. So you know what? Why don't we, just to open up the possibilities with what to do with the red dragon tiles, let's do that match right there. So now this red dragon is able to be matched. And then let's match this one with this one, and then that opens up another red dragon tile. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 red dragon tiles are all able to be matched. They're all visible, they're all uncovered, and I think we should go ahead and do that. And that uncovers the 2, which I originally wanted to get, so that I can match that with the top 2. And there it goes. And now we have a 3, which we could match here. We have a 7 bamboo with a 7 bamboo side by side here at the top. So let's go ahead and match those, get them out of the way. And look what happened here. I had just been talking a moment ago about wondering where the matching tile was for this 8 bamboo, and we just uncovered it. And of course, there's still a few tiles in the way before that piece is able to be matched. But it's nice to know where it is. And so that's why the strategy of working from the top down is a good one, because every pair of tiles that you match from the top will uncover an additional row of tiles and will give you more information about the rest of the board. Let's see what else we can do here. I still wanted to match this bullseye tile, and I think let's just go. Well, here, let's hold on a second. I don't want to get ahead of myself too much, because I was thinking of matching this number with that number, but I have to uncover it. I have to uncover this number tile first by matching this one, which I can do. So let's do that, and that gives us 2 number tiles to match, which then uncovers another bullseye. So we can get rid of that one from the top. So now, hopefully you're seeing how a few things are starting to open up a little bit further. Let's keep working from the top. We have a 5-circle tile right here, and another 5-circle tile. Here's another tile on top. This is I think it's called a spring tile. I can't remember. It's one of the seasons. The designs on the tiles can represent the different cardinal directions, north, south, east, west, or they can also represent the seasons of the year or different flowers, I think is another one. Maybe this might be a flower tile. I can't remember. This one could match with this piece over here. Or it could be matched with this piece over here. So there are a couple of options for this one. If we match this piece with the one on top, we will open up this number. I think that's the number 5, if I remember my Chinese characters correctly. And this 5 tile is eventually going to need to be matched with this 5 tile in the center. So that's it might not be a bad idea to get that one uncovered. So yeah, let's do that. And now we have a 3 and a 3. Let's work from the sides a bit. And as you can see, I'm just gonna make a few matches here. Hopefully this is making sense to all of you at this point. And I'm just continuing to look for possible matches, but I also don't want to get myself overcommitted by matching too many tiles in one part of the board, or matching tiles in a way that is going to leave certain tiles trapped. So that's what you kind of have to keep. You have to kind of stay nimble as you move around, as you scan around the different parts of the board. Let's see. But you don't want to be too slow and deliberate, because you are being judged by the time elapsed, and your success in Mahjong is measured by how quickly you can solve the puzzle. Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and match these. I'm going to click undo because I'm not sure if I made the right move there. I'm going to click undo. I want to take another look at the options. Okay. You see these black Chinese characters? Sometimes I get them confused because I'm not visually familiar enough with some of the Chinese characters, and so sometimes I get this one confused with this one. But I just wanted to make sure that actually these two are a match, and that was a good move to make. So as you can see, we're kind of getting down toward the end of the game here. We're getting closer and closer to the end. And you just have to keep looking for opportunities. Here, sorry, I want to illustrate something here. This pair, there are 3 tiles here that are all the same, and they're all able to be matched. But if I match this one and this one, it's going to open up a couple of additional matching possibilities, whereas that one would have just been a blank space. So that's why I did what I did. I wanted to open up this tile to match with this one. And look, this here's the number 5. Is that 5 or 4? I can't remember. This character is now able to be matched with that one, and that opens up the blue 8 circle tile, which we talked about a long time ago when we said, oh, I'm worried about this one because I don't see a match for it. Now it's got a match. So you can see how the decisions that you make early on in the game will lead to different possibilities far in advance. So it helps to kind of be mindful of the total picture of the Mahjong stack, and don't paint yourself into a corner too soon by covering up, by making matches in such a way that certain important tiles are going to get covered up and you're not going to be able to make a match with them down the line when you need to. We're almost done. We're kind of getting close to the end of this game. Let's see how much more can we do here. This 2 bamboo has a match over here that is currently covered up by a 5 circle. So I'm going to match the 5 circle, the 2 bamboo, and then that frees up this flower tile, which can then be matched, which then frees up this 3 bamboo. And so you can see you can really get some momentum going. Every single match leads to another match when things are going well. Try and keep working from the top down. Here's a 9 circle tile, and its match is covered up by a bullseye. And so we want to get that bullseye out of there. Here are 4 direction tiles that can all be matched. Here's a tile, another direction tile that I'm kind of concerned about because I don't see a match for it anywhere here. So that means that this tile's match is currently covered up by one of these others that are on top. And so we need to figure out a way to uncover more tiles. And look, now we're down to just a few. Here's a 2 circle match there. Let's match this 6 circle. Here's another bullseye. Here's a bird. And look at this. We've uncovered just the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiles. The last 3 matching pairs. There and there. We solved it in only 36 minutes. So that's a complete walkthrough of how to solve a Mahjong puzzle for beginners. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you can use the tips and examples that we've shown here to start to uncover some of the fun and challenge of playing Mahjong online. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.